Good afternoon. You're with the news on Headlines today. I'm Rishika Barua. Our top focus story. Rahul Gandhi has announced that he will go to Saharanpur to seek votes for hatemonger Imran Masood. Rahul said that our Saharanpur candidate 6 months back made some objectionable comments on an opposition leader. The Congress party condemns those comments. But the question is, isn't an endorsement of hatemonger by Rahul Gandhi, isn't this a blatant endorsement of the hatemonger?
दोस्त से, दुश्मन से, सबसे प्यार से बात करनी चाहिए। अब मैं और सहारनपुर में हमारे कैंडिडेट ने, कांग्रेस पार्टी के कैंडिडेट ने 6 महीने पहले एक भाषण में विपक्ष के नेता के खिलाफ कठोर शब्द का प्रयोग किया। और मैं इस स्टेज से कहना चाहता हूं कि उन्होंने जो शब्द प्रयोग किए वो कांग्रेस पार्टी की सोच नहीं है। कांग्रेस पार्टी सबकी पार्टी है, हिंदू की, मुसलमान की, सिख की, ईसाई की, हर प्रदेश की पार्टी है। और सबसे जरूरी बात, हम गुस्सा नहीं करते हैं।
Well, my colleague Ashar Khan now joins me on the phone line for more. Ashar, isn't this an open endorsement on the part of Rahul Gandhi? What are you picking up from your sources in the Congress?
Well, what we've been given to understand is that since the date for withdrawal of candidates is over, there is no question that the Congress will be able to change a candidate.
Right.
And what they're saying is that perhaps it will be difficult that if there is no candidate representing the Congress from that particular parliamentary constituency. So though the candidate, what we've been given to understand, has been sent to 14 days judicial custody, but at the moment the thinking within the Congress is that though all of them have gone ahead and condemned it in strong words. In fact, yesterday also and today also, many senior leaders of the Congress have condemned what Imran Masood has said.
Right.
But they are finding themselves at a problem whether what to do with the candidature of Imran Masood.
Right, so the Congress party there clearly condemning the speech made, but at the same time, Rahul Gandhi openly defending what seems to be indefensible. Well, Ashar, I believe, is still with us on the phone line. Ashar, how does it go down then that the Congress party is in fact putting its weight behind a candidate who's actually been put in judicial custody for 14 days? Well, we will try and re-establish that line with Ashar. Meanwhile, let's just listen in to what Rahul Gandhi in fact had to say while he defended the Congress candidate from Saharanpur.
और सहारनपुर में हमारे कैंडिडेट ने, कांग्रेस पार्टी के कैंडिडेट ने 6 महीने पहले एक भाषण में विपक्ष के नेता के खिलाफ कठोर शब्द का प्रयोग किया। और मैं इस स्टेज से कहना चाहता हूं कि उन्होंने जो शब्द प्रयोग किए वो कांग्रेस पार्टी की सोच नहीं है। कांग्रेस पार्टी सबकी पार्टी है, हिंदू की, मुसलमान की, सिख की, ईसाई की, हर प्रदेश की पार्टी है। और सबसे जरूरी बात, हम गुस्सा नहीं करते हैं।
Well, our correspondent Ashar is in fact back with us on the phone line. Ashar, on the one hand, Rahul Gandhi condemning what the Saharanpur Congress candidate Imran Masood has in fact said, but on the other hand, also throwing his weight behind him.
Well, he has condemned whatever Imran Masood has said, and he's also going to campaign in Saharanpur. But
Right.
what we've been given to understand is that these are party rallies which are organized by the party for seeking vote for the party rather than for that specific candidate. And a cluster of candidates from neighboring constituencies also come there. So this is the defense which the Congress party is taking, and this is what the Congress party is saying. But on the other hand, there is another problem, as we were just discussing, that the last date for withdrawal of
Right.
nominations is over.
Right, Ashar,
So the
hold that thought. I'm going to come back to you. Siddharth Singh from the BJP is in fact with us on the phone line. What is the BJP's response to the defense that Rahul Gandhi has just presented?
Well, it's something which Rahul Gandhi tries to preach, but it doesn't get practiced by his party. And he still remains their candidate. No action has been taken. And at the same time, if Rahul Gandhi is going to Saharanpur, where irrespective where the candidate is Imran Masood, but he still remains their candidate to the constituency where Rahul Gandhi is going.
Right.
So that it's a double speak of Congress. They are just not practicing what is being preached by Rahul Gandhi, or Rahul is not getting it practiced within his own party. And we have seen it is not an isolated case. It's there is a design for last 1 year. We are seeing whether it is Sonia Gandhi's Zahar ki kheti comment or Digvijay Singh, Rahul Gandhi himself, accusing BJP and RSS for spreading terror. So there has been a message from Congress. We need to polarize and the election on the communal lines, and that is the message which is being carried down to the last worker of Congress, because Congress has nothing to offer to the country in the name of good governance.
Right. Siddharth Singh, we understand that the BJP has approached the Election Commission regarding this matter. What is the response that you have got from them?
Well, they have assured that they will be looking, and there is a clear, this is an open and a shut case. So the Election Commission has within their powers to take action, and also under the IPC, such hate speech are not only condemnable, but there is under the IPC Act, they can take a serious action. So all those things will be under the law, should be practiced, and the Election Commission should make this incident as the first incident where Election Commission doesn't show any relentlessness or, that, and in future, this becomes an example as a precedent that nobody can spread hate in this country.
Right, Siddharth Singh of the BJP, thank you so much for joining us with that perspective. Siddharth Singh clearly saying that the Election Commission, they're hoping, will use this case as an example so that hate speech, as a matter of fact, is not used as an election campaigning tactic. Going back to Deputy Editor Ashar Khan, who's still with us. Ashar, doesn't this send a very confusing message to the people? Clearly a double speak on the part of Rahul Gandhi over here.
The Congress at the moment seems to be trying to take advantage of the situation prevailing in that area.
Right.
Perhaps that is why. In fact, he's done both things. He's going to campaign in Saharanpur, and on the other hand, he's gone ahead and condemned it.
Right.
And we've seen that in the last 2 days, there has been condemnations coming from the Congress leaders. On the other hand, what Congress leaders behind closed doors are saying is that such a situation will only lead to polarization and will take away the moral high ground which the Congress party has, which it has been using over the BJP in the last couple of years. So that is the problem which Congress leaders who are contesting elections face. While as far as the Congress leadership is concerned, at the moment they've condemned it, but they're also going ahead with campaigning in the city.
Right, Ashar Khan, thank you so much for joining me with that update. Clearly, huge questions being raised on the high moral ground that most Congress leaders have in fact taken.